Hello and welcome to Climbing Daily. On today's show we've got a gym tour of the enormous Ratho climbing wall in Edinburgh, Scotland. The sheer scale of this place blows your mind, and make sure you watch until the very end of this video. So I'm here to meet professional climber Robbie Phillips, and this wall is pretty much his home, and there he is. Robbie, so nice to see you again, man.
Good to see you, man.
So tell me a bit about Ratho. How long has it been here for?
So Ratho has been here since 2003. It was conceptualized by two pioneers of indoor climbing, Duncan McCallum and Rab Anderson, back in 2003. And it was taken over in 2006 by Edinburgh Leisure. Those are the guys who are running it today. And yeah, they've done a brilliant job.
This is pretty much where you started climbing, isn't it? This is where you found your love for the sport.
Yeah, exactly. I started climbing when I was about 14 years old, so probably only a year after the place opened. It has been a home away from home for me. I've spent so many hours in this place climbing. Yeah, it's been awesome.
Now what these guys can't see is the view in front of us, and this climbing wall is just monumentally big, so I can't wait to see it. So can we go down and check it out?
For sure, let's do it.
So Robbie, walking into the main climbing space, it just takes your breath away a little bit. It's massive. I've never seen anything quite like it. And it's surrounded by rock that looks like it's been quarried at some point.
Yeah, well, it was a quarry. I mean, before there was actually a climbing centre here, it was a quarry, and then it was a climbing crag. You know, they used the quarry as for climbing. And even today, there's climbing out there you can still do.
I cannot tell you. I don't know if the scale of this translates to the camera, but it's massive. Now, the first thing that catches my eye is the bouldering. And this is bouldering that I like because it's a featured wall, there's lots of crimps, and there's endless possibility for routes on this.
Yeah, and it's also, I think what's particularly good about it is it's something you don't see a lot of, these features. And that's one of the biggest problems that we have in indoor climbers, is a transition from indoor climbing to rock. Out here you can actually train on the features, you know, features for feet and that, and sort of like work that transition.
Now, an area in front of me is the kids' clip and climb thing. And what I love about this is the kids get to climb here, and then directly opposite them is this enormous lead wall. So that the progression as a kid, you can see yourself. You start there, you end up there. That's pretty cool.
I think the key word for that is progression. The kids and adults, I'll admit, because loads of adults go on the clip and climb as well, they'll be climbing on that, they'll be looking out there, seeing the walls, and they'll get really inspired to go and try that for themselves.
It looks amazingly fun. I want a stag do there at some point. If I ever get married, it's not going to happen. Now, moving down over here, there is a training area, kind of built on an A-frame, and right in the centre of things. I
think that's pretty cool, actually, because a lot of the time in these climbing walls, you see the training areas are kind of like tucked away in the side, in the corner, kind of elitist. This is like right out in the open, and everyone can take a part in it, everyone can use it, you know, it's kind of open, a bit more friendly.
Everyone can see you suffer.
Exactly, yeah.
So you've got Beastmakers set up, you've got TRX things, so just an area you can come and just get your head down and crank a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. I've spent a lot of time hanging off these Beastmakers.
Bet you have, man. And then over here, we've got the start of the walls proper, and it goes from big and then just gradually gets bigger as you go towards the right. What kind of height are we talking about for these walls?
So this is the main wall. The highest wall we've got here is about 25 meters in that section there, but if you look over there we can see we've got like a big tower wall which is about 30 meters, 100 feet.
Now, as we walk around this feature here, there's what looks like a slabbier section here for perhaps easier climbs, yeah, and then looks like it's progressively harder. Do you cater for everyone here, or is it just easy or just hard?
For sure, mate, 95% of the client base are going to be climbing between like 4 and 6C, so the majority of the climbing is going to be in that grade range. Of course, we host international competitions. We've got elite level climbers that climb here, so you know the grades go up to about 8B plus 8C.
Now, Robbie, this is a feature that I've honestly never seen in a climbing wall. Not only is it overhanging, it also goes to the right.
Yeah, I mean, this is a classic Ratho feature. We call it a Sardinian pillar. It's meant to mock that sort of Sardinian granite, you know, which is kind of flowstony.
Can you do a bat hang off the whole bit in the middle?
Yeah, you totally can. Stick both of your legs through it, wrap them around and hang off, no hander.
That sounds sick. And there's a lot of top ropes here and a lot of auto belays going on. In my head, Ratho was a slightly elitist place. I always thought it was where you went if you were amazing at climbing. But there's stuff for everyone. There's stuff for beginners all the way up to the pros.
Yeah, totally. I mean, like, Ratho gets that image as being elitist, I think, probably because it hosts a lot of international competitions. But actually, as I said before, you know, 90% of the people that come here are lower grade climbers, and that is who we cater for. You know, we're all about the progression from, you know, early kids through to, you know, adults and older people. We want to create climbers here.
Now, I'm not a massive fan of slab climbing, so this thing scares me a little bit. A slab, a very long slab with some tiny little holes on it.
Yeah, no, this is a great piece of wall actually, because you can set some really technical things. It's very flat. You can see we're making use of the volumes as well, but there's also a bunch of easy stuff on there.
And then one of the main features I saw when I walked through the doors earlier is the speed wall.
Yeah.
I presume it looks like a full-size speed wall, so we're talking that international athletes can come and train and compete on this?
Yeah, exactly. This was actually the first official speed wall in the UK. It's one of only 2 official speed walls at the moment currently, and we host like World Cups on it all the time. Yeah.
Talking about World Cups, and we didn't line this up, I promise, but Will Bosey is sitting there. He's just chilling out. I'm pretty sure he should be training, but he's just having a good time. But obviously that's something that someone like Will can come along here and practice it and get as good as he is on that speed wall.
Yeah, this is where Will trains for speed climbing. So come on, Will, chop chop, get on the wall.
I'll tell you what, we'll leave him to it. We're being a bit mean here, so we'll let Will chill. Will, I'll see you in a bit. And then coming through to here, we have this lead feature setup, and most walls are happy with sort of one big lead wall feature. You've got 2, and this one has got this crazy weird shapes and overhangs and slabby sections. It must be a joy for a route setter, this route.
I mean, yeah, totally. This is a bit of a contentious topic because this competition wall, it was conceptualized once again by Rob Anderson. You know, he designed this wall, and I guess back when early 2000s when it was made, it was, you know, definitely like a good competition wall. But nowadays, you know, you want the steeper angles. This is perhaps too old school for like the majority of competitions, but that's why we've got the hanger wall now, this super steep entreprise wall that's articulating, and you can sit anything you want in there, but having the 2 walls combined allows us to have like really varied competitions.
The scale of this wall is really hard to get your head around until you stand sideways and you look at it, and until you see how those quick draws are hanging loose. This thing is steep.
It is relentless. You get pumped everywhere, all over your body, from your forearms to your back. It is a hard workout climbing on this wall.
I've got to ask you about this, but there's a hinge in the middle of this thing. Why is there a hinge in the middle of this wall?
Well, the hinge allows it to tip forward. As I said, it's articulating, so there are some big gears in the back of that wall and some huge chains that are holding the thing up. With pushing the red button, sends it coming right down. So at the moment, it's only at like half steepness. At full steepness, honestly, it's a bit much.
So you could turn this ridiculously into almost like a cave feature.
Yeah, super steep.
That is absolutely bonkers.
In fact, the roof at the end is going down the way at its full steepness.
I'm genuinely lost for words. I've seen walls that articulate a little bit. You know, there's like bouldering walls you can do that with. I've never seen something that big move in a climbing wall.
The 7 wonders of the climbing world.
Awesome, man. Well, another wonder of the climbing world, and you mentioned this before, is this huge top rope tower thing.
I mean, this is one of Ratho's prizes, really, is a 30-meter high top rope. It's like fantastic. You know, if you're a beginner climber, it can be a bit intimidating, but totally awesome thing to try and go for.
What is the rope stretch like on a 30-meter dynamic top rope?
Well, it would be bad, but we've got semi-statics that we're using, so it's actually not too bad.
Yeah, I imagine if I drop off the top and I just like bounce off the ground gradually. Again, like scale-wise, that is insane.
Yeah. It was the tallest wall in Europe for a while before one other kicked us out the top, but it's still like one of the tallest walls in Europe, so pretty cool.
Now, as we're standing here, the sun has just kind of come out, and one thing I love about this space is the feeling of it, because it feels a bit like outdoor climbing, because you've got the rock, you've got the sun changing conditions, it's kind of cold in here. It's a very relaxing place to be.
Yeah, totally. I think that's one of the key things about Ratho is it has that sort of crag-like atmosphere. I mean, a lot of the climbers that come here, they're, you know, outdoor climbers, so it's like a really nice place to come for the day. People don't just come for an hour or two; they come for like literally the whole day. They spend like 10 o'clock in the morning through to, you know, 6, 7 o'clock in the evening climbing here. It's awesome.
Awesome. Well, we've kind of done a circle of this room now. I know you've got more bouldering hidden away, so can we go and check that out?
Yeah, definitely. Let's do it.
All right, so Robbie, walking from the main area, we come into more of a normal bouldering wall. This is where I like to spend my time. This is a proper sport right here.
Yeah, totally. No, this is a bit more old school, you know. Although we have got more of the bigger holes, we're getting a bit more modern in the style setting in here. We've got like the classic, you know, mirror board, system board here, handmade Beastmaker holds by Dan Varian. We've also got a campus board at the back there. You know, obviously we're doing a lot of setting at the moment. Yeah, it's a good wee bouldering space.
Yeah, it's a little less because that main space is just so huge that it's quite nice to come away a little bit tucked up and do some climbing, do some warming up in here away from those massive walls outside. Yeah,
and also another thing is when it's really cold in the winters outside, everyone comes in here and has a nice like warm bouldering session.
Sounds good to me. Right, so that's the climbing done, right? Is there anything else to see here?
Yeah, there's one more thing, not climbing related, the gym. Okay. Should we go up there?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
So Robbie, as we're walking through the facility, I've seen people with hard hats on and sort of industrial equipment. Is that part of this as well as just climbing?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we've got rope access training courses going on. People are learning their SPA and their CWA courses and that sort of thing. But this is the gym. So we're going to go in here now and check out that.
Okay, so this smells like a gym straight away. This is like a proper workout place. You've got loads of machines, people looking very ripped in very tight t-shirts. Just a normal gym setup.
Yeah, basically. I mean, we've got a massive gym community here. Lots of non-climbers as well as climbers. I myself, you know, after training downstairs in the wall, I'll come here, do a core session, or even warm up here before a climbing session.
So personally, I use gym equipment every now and again for sort of cross-training because it does help all aspects of climbing as well as just going onto a wall.
Yeah, of course. In this day and age, you know, the modern approach to training, trying to balance out our bodies, train our antagonistics and reduce the chances of injury, really, you know. But now, I've got a surprise for you.
Okay, I kind of like surprises sometimes, so all right.
Let's go. Yeah.
Robbie, in terms of surprises, this is not what I was expecting. What is this?
This is a drop slide, and it will prepare you for anything, any eventuality in a climber's life.
Will I be able to climb El Cap having done this?
Oh yeah, I do this 3 times a day.
Okay, all right, well there you go. Cool, take it away, I guess.
Ready?
I'm ready.
Here we go.
Right, well there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Robbie, thank you, Ratho, and please come and visit this place because it is amazing. Woo!